Hey everybody, hi. How's everybody's Wednesday going? I just want to wait a second and see if anybody actually gets on before I start. If you're on live, can you let me know, please? Hello. Can you see me? You can't? Okay, I think now I'll just start. Okay, sorry, I thought it was going to be live, but I'm just going to go ahead and get started. For those that don't know me, my name is Kristine Carroll. I am a lifetime 7-star diamond and a 2017 elite coach. It's really cool to say that. Sydney had contacted me yesterday afternoon and asked me if I would come on here and share how I market and share the value with potential Shakeology customers. So 2 things. I am a nervous wreck. This is something completely out of my element, so please bear with me because I might throw up. I hope not. And also, I am not an expert. I am just someone that truly loves to learn about Shakeology and share that with other people. So I started drinking Shakeology early 2012, and like probably all of us, we started to feel amazing. It helped me lose weight. I had this energy. My nutrition had changed. Otherwise, I really didn't know why. I just knew at that point I was happy and it made me feel good. And that's kind of just really all I knew about it. And of course, I would share that with others and talk about that, but there was never that deeper level until I went to Summit. And that summit, it was Scotty Hobbs, Monica Ward, and Shay Stanford, and they did a training on how to create loyal Shakeology customers. Blew my mind. I had no idea. I still get giddy about this stuff. I was fascinated at what this amazing thing did. So I came home and realized that I got to share more, and I've got to learn more. So that was the foundation of my learning. Okay, that I had that in my tool belt, that I was able to confidently share truly what Shakeology does, because I honestly believe the more we know, the easier it is to communicate that to people, get to know why they need it, and get to show them the benefits. Okay, so now how do I do it? One thing I like to throw out is that there's a great third-party tool. Tony Horton has an 8-minute video, How Healthy Is Your Shake? And I share that all over the place. I think it's just an easy, simplistic, magnificent way to just give the great overview. It's very eye-catching and almost entertaining, just to kind of tell you what it does. And I've had people tell me, wow, that's awesome. So from my personal just conversations, I used to vomit information. I would write a novel and then wonder why people were not getting back to me. And I finally had a friend say, you lost me, dude. This was ridiculous. So I kind of had to backtrack and realize you kind of had to break it down. I think you have to do that with conversations in general because you want to listen to the person. So here's how I start out. I will tell them that, because this is the cool part to me, that it's formulated with over 70 all-natural ingredients from around the world, that have been used for thousands of years for medicinal purposes. And so I like to put that in there, and then I also like to explain how it increases energy, it reduces cravings, it helps you lose weight, it improves your digestion and your overall health. And especially this time of year, I just like to add how it has built up my immune system that I don't get sick. I was the girl that had the seasonal cold, sinus infections, you name it. I don't get that anymore. And I can attest to that. People in my groups, my husband, he was bringing up something this morning. He's like, you know what? Since Shakeology, I haven't had, this. So I like to focus on that. From that point of view, or from that standpoint, that kind of gives them a surface level. And it's kind of a broad knowledge. And then kind of go to transition and to dig deeper. So I then talk about how it is clinically proven to help lower your cholesterol, your blood sugar levels. And I have been talking more about diabetes lately just because the conversation I've been having, a couple people had said they're pre-diabetic, some that are diabetic. And so I am able to tell them and show them specific examples of how it has helped someone, because people want facts. I can say, it does this, and they're going to be like, that's nice. But if I'm able to go to them and be like, okay, I am not diabetic, but I know so-and-so. Well, I know a person who, and this is a perfect example. I had someone that's pre-diabetic, and so she had the medication on her counter, did not want to take it. She started Shakeology, and within 3 days, her numbers started going down. After 30, it was phenomenal. She's like, that medicine stayed on my counter. I never had to take it. Or if I don't know something specific, I'll go ask. So you can always go to your coaches or your peers and be like, okay, who do you have type 2, and can you tell me specifics and what their numbers were? And they're able to, we can share that information, and that is factual information that you can give to people. Okay, it's fantastic. So also, then I transition into that it helps with autoimmune diseases or autoimmune disorders. And this fascinated me, because I remember one thing that Shay said was the root of disease is inflammation. And I had never thought about that way. You think about the food we put in our bodies or the stressors we put on our bodies, and we're inflamed and we hurt and we don't know why. So we are able to tell them how we can help. You know, it's not going to cure RA, or it's not going to take away, but it definitely brings it back and helps heals, you know, helps protect, or not heal, but helps, you know, keep it at bay. So, sorry, I got tongue tied. So I always use, examples. And ones I always go to are rheumatoid arthritis and fibromyalgia, because I have 2 coaches who have personally dealt with both. And where they were and where they are now, thanks to Shakeology, is so awesome. And I'm able to share that with people. You know, my coach that had RA she was so debilitated, and just by changing her lifestyle and drinking Shakeology, her flare-ups are less and less, her doctor's appointments and her medication. So it makes me so happy for her. Also though, if you're talking about something else, like the other day, someone told me they had lupus, and just to hear their story, it broke your heart. When someone tells me the specific, because I want to focus on them. So I will get on YouTube. YouTube is the best thing. YouTube is the best thing for Beachbody coaches, because you can type Beachbody in anything and you're going to get, you know, great training in general from top coaches. And you're going to get, in this particular case, I just put lupus and Shakeology, and say 6 to 8 videos came up. So I always kind of look for a couple. I like to keep them short and to the point, which I hope I'm doing now and not rambling too much, where I can say, okay, look at what it did for her. Look how doing this and what she followed helped her feel so much better. So again, I try to go find the resource so that I can share that with them. So, okay, there we go. We talked about, you know, increasing the energy. We talk about the blood sugar levels. We talk about the autoimmune disease. And then we want to go into, I know it's the cost. So I know that the sticker shock can be, you know, just shocking to a lot of people. I never thought it was. I don't know why. Just where I was at that point, I just paid for it. But you know, I have come to know through training and understanding that we get what we pay for. And the way it is formulated, the supply chain it goes through, the testing it goes through, where people travel, you know, around the world to continually try to develop this to make it better, which I know the general consumer might not care, but that's important to me so that I can solidify why the cost is the cost. And again, compared to other products, we are getting what we pay for. So how I approach it is I just tell them up front that when they ask me, I go for the daily amount first. Is it's $4.33 a day. And that way they can see what it is daily. And I know most of us, or a lot of us, say, you know, it's cheaper than a coffee at Starbucks or going through a drive-through. And it's a heck of a lot faster. So you can do that in your home with the blender, bam, before you go through Chick-fil-A. Done. Okay, so then I add that up and I say $4.33 a day. So you get your 30-day supply for the $129.95. That is 30 days, a meal every day that you don't have to worry about. You're done. And if you look at what you spend at the grocery store on a regular basis, you're probably paying that anyways and not getting the nutrients or the convenience or that amount of food for that long of time. Okay? I also try to show them how it's a replacement cost instead of an additional cost. So a lot of times when you're talking goals in general, I will ask them, what is the typical day, what do they eat? And I always put in there no judging, because I know how I used to eat. Oh my gosh. So I know that I just want to be able to help them. So I can say, okay, instead of the Fruity Pebbles and Pop-Tarts, we can replace it with Shakeology. So that is a cost that's going to go in there versus one that you have to pile on. So, and that seems to help people. Now, to get to, oh my gosh, I do this every time and everybody buys Shakeology. Now, follow up. So you can tell them all this information and they might think it's amazing, or they might forget what you said 3 messages ago. Our job is to follow up. So that is something that I guess I'm persistent in a positive way, I hope, because I know they might have read my message and then they went to the grocery store, or they were at a stoplight, or they were picking up their kid, or they might just not be interested. So while you're, and this is something I should have said before, we should be sharing Shakeology in social media, and I do that too. People know that about me, is that I'm going to share how much I love it, maybe a tip and what it's done for me. But they might still be watching you. And then you might be going, when you're following up with those messages, you can just keep asking them. You can just keep asking them, inviting them rather, that, okay, here's my next challenge group. Are you ready? Or I know you've talked about your joint pain. Are you ready to try Shakeology? And this just happened to me last week. I had a lady who I looked up our first conversation, July 5th, 2016. We started the talking, you know, like the forming or what have you, and it came about that she had severe joint pain. She's like, I'm in pain, I'm miserable all the time. And I was like, okay. So I introduced her to Shakeology. I told her a little bit about it. No, I'm not ready. No, I don't think I can do that right now. No, I'm going to have, my daughter's having a baby. We talked about her granddaughter. We talked about the holidays, whatever it was. And I kept every month inviting her. Or I might not even invite her to a challenge group, but follow up a week later. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Would you like to try it? So last week she got a challenge pack. She is in my challenge group that just started this Monday. She started PIO. She's in, I think started Shakeology the minute she got it. So say 5 days in, and she's like, I feel fantastic. And she said, thank you so much for not giving up on me. So look at it from that point. Okay, I've talked long enough. Just to wrap up. That is what I do. Here is how, follow up. Sorry, that is how I do it. And this is how I learned. So, and I can put, when this actually posts, I can put the links in that Shay, Monica, and Scotty's training from that summit is what started it. I then found a training video that Shay did on Shakeology that's about 45 minutes long, I think from a couple years ago. And then I also rely on Shay's website. So if you could not tell, I really respect Shay. I think she's incredible, and she's provided so much value to me. I mean, I am so grateful. Then there's a Tony Horton video. And again, that's something that you can watch just to kind of get yourself up to speed if you feel like you don't know enough. Then also there have been two Shakeology surges. So there was one done in December, and they did one last month, and they were phenomenal. Again, we get to learn from the best. So these coaches are sharing their knowledge and how they are doing what I'm doing right now. Alarm keeps going off. I must have not accidentally hit snooze. Sorry. So oh my gosh, Darren spoke on the last one. It was absolutely phenomenal. So, I mean, you know, it's just to hear from him is a blessing. So that is what I do. If anybody has any questions, I'm happy to answer them. I am completely humbled and grateful and still nauseous that I have been asked to do this. And I, again, thank you so much for the opportunity, and I will see you guys later. Okay, bye.